Hello and welcome to C++ 101. This is the second edition. If you have never messed with C++ before, don't worry, you're in the right place. This is the intro of the intros. And so what we're going to do is we're going to start out, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about getting started on your side. If you're in Windows, then you can go and get the Visual C++ 2012 Express and make sure that you update it. If you're on Linux, go ahead and get GCC from your package repository, and or Clang, either way. And if you are on OS X, the easiest thing for you is to go and get Xcode from the App Store, and that'll give you Clang. Alright, let's get started. So the first thing that we're going to need, this is a blank C++ file. It's called main CPP right here. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to grab something called ISO stream or IO stream from the system libraries. So we hit pound include, and then we tell it with these angle brackets that it's a system header file, and then we give it the name of the header file, which is IOStream, and that's going to go and copy. The compiler is going to go and copy that header file and all of its code into that point in our program when it's compiling it into an executable. So the next thing that we need is an entry point, or a start point, for the operating system to know this is our code, this is what you run, or this is where you start when you're running this program. Well, for C++, the ISO standard is it's called main, and it has this first part. So here is the function name. It's main, you see, and then it has a return type of integer. So that means that no matter what, whenever this, unless there's an error, or rather, unless the program crashes, this function should always return something that is of type integer, or a number, a whole number specifically. And so you see we have this second part, or this last part here with the parentheses. That is our parameter list, and we'll get more into this in one of the later edition or videos. But for right now, just know that this is what you should type to let the operating system know that this is where my program is beginning. And then this code, everything in between these two angle brackets, or curly brackets rather, is the code for that function, which means that when the operating system goes to run this function, this program in this case, then it's going to run all of this code in between these curly brackets. Now you'll notice that the last thing in these curly brackets is a return, so it's returning out of the function, and it's returning out with the value of 0, which just lets the operating system know that we finished successfully. Now if you're ever reading code, you'll sometimes see things like this, and this right here is a multi-line comment. And then if you just want to comment one line, then you do the double slashes like that, and this is just a single line comment. And you know, say we didn't want so now we'll do a line of code. What this is going to do is it's going to look in the std, or standard library namespace, and inside of that it's going to access, which is what these two colons are, the cout function, or member. And we are going to pipe into that hello. Anything that you see in the quotation marks generally is a string, and so we're piping this string saying hello world into the output, the console output. And then after we do that, we want it to also not only do a carriage return at the end of the line so that it's not all on. It's not only. It's gonna make it more distinct. But we're also this function also inline also flushes that. This is what's called a buffer. It's a buffered stream. This is the IO stream, and so this is going to flush this. The inline not only adds a carriage return, but it also flushes this stream out to the console. So, say we didn't want this code to get compiled. Well, we could just comment it out, but we do, so we're going to leave it for right now. Anything that you comment, though, just realize that the compiler is not even going to look at. It's not going to get copied into your program. So anything that you want to take out of your program, you can just comment out. Alright, so let's save this and go ahead and open up a shell and build it real quick. You'll notice with GCC, you just do G++ space, the name of the file that you want to compile, -O for output, and the name that you want your executable to have. Clang is identical, except instead of G++, you put Clang++. So it's going to build it, and then we can run it. And you see it puts hello world, and then it puts a carriage return, and the command line interface resumes from right here. So, say we didn't want to constantly have to put things that were in the standard namespace, put this std : in front of them. It's a lot more succinct. It's a lot easier to code. Well, if we want to use everything from the standard namespace, what we could do is say using namespace std, and that's going to make it to where if it doesn't find, if the compiler doesn't find, when I say it, normally I mean the compiler. But if the compiler doesn't find, for instance, this cout in our current scope or current source that we have access to in the current namespace, then it will go and it will check inside of the standard namespace and use that. Now you can run into some issues. Say I had also made a function or a stream that had the same signature as cout, then you would get a compiler error. So you have to be careful with this. So sometimes it's better to just tell it explicitly, I just want to use the standard library version of cout and inline. And we test it real quick. And there you go. Works just fine. Alright, hoping to keep remaking these videos. I'm going to do my best to keep them... well, I'm going to be introducing a lot of new C++ 11 deals, the new parts of C++ 11. Didn't really have occasion to get into it right now, but I'll also show you how to compile using the C++ 11 standard as well when we come across that, which we'll come across it in the next video. So you guys have a good day, and see you next time.